Welcome to Business Innovators Radio, featuring industry influencers and trendsetters sharing proven strategies to help you build a better life right now.
Welcome to Brilliance Business TV, conversations with leading experts in business. I am your host, Mark Stephen Pooler. Today, in today's modern world, it's so important to be visible online, on social media. The pandemic has shown the strength of virtual events, of social media and digital media. We have a wonderful guest today, Dr. Patricia Rogers, who supports her clients to show up online and make an impact. I just want to make an official shout out to our show sponsors, Craig Shelley, Beverly Hills Luxury Watches and Fine Jewelry at craigshelley.com. We are streaming live on mspnewsglobal.com. We're also on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube, and we're also on the E360 TV network under Fresh Takes on Apple TV, Fire TV, Android TV, Roku, and many more. So let's bring in our incredible guest, Dr. Patricia Rogers. Patricia, welcome to Brilliance Business TV.
I am so happy to be here with you today, Mark. How are you?
I'm doing really well. I'm really looking forward to a conversation with you today. Like I mentioned, Dr. Rogers, it's so important in today's modern world that we're visible online. The pandemic has really enhanced the strength of social media and being visible online. If we're not visible in online, we are going to fall behind in our businesses. So it's really important work that you're doing, and I really want to dig into that today. But before that, could you just share a little bit about your past and your background that has led you into the work that you're doing today?
Oh, wow. That's a good question. I love sharing about my background because our past does take us into the future. And first of all, I'm a retired corrections lieutenant from Miami. I'm from Miami, Florida. And I retired in 2016 after 29 years in corporate America as a corrections lieutenant. I retired. And I would say about a year before I retired, excuse me, I knew I would not be going back to work for anyone. So I started hanging out with those who had what I wanted, which were the entrepreneurs. Entrepreneurs who were influencers such as Bill Walsh, Nancy Matthews, Trish Carr, Women's Prosperity Network as a whole, Susan Weiner. I also did, Sharon Lecter. I hung out with Les Brown. I hung out with any and everybody that I could. And then I started investing in their programs and their services that would teach me what they knew so that I could be the successful entrepreneur that I am today. And I've been doing, I had to discover my gifts, my passions. And I did that. Napoleon Hill says it best in Think and Grow Rich. He says, one sound idea is all one need to achieve success. And when they had me read that book, I was off and running because my creative mindset opened up and I realized that I was bringing people together all of my life in church, at work. They would always say, Lieutenant, we need to have a potluck, bring the staff together. And that's something I always did, but I never knew that it was something that I could monetize until I started being trained by those individuals that I just mentioned, the influencers. And I'm just so excited about it, because I love bringing people together. And what I did, I monetized them. And that's how I began hosting live conferences. I did that until COVID-19 came. And you mentioned that earlier. Yes, COVID-19 stretched me into my destiny even further, because I had to learn how to transition from those live conferences that everybody traveled because they saw a lot of me on social media. They loved my presentation. I showed up, I suited up, and I looked professional, and they wanted to speak at our events, and they would fly in from as far as London to participate in our annual events, Entrepreneurs Living the Dream. And this year is 2021. That's our regular theme. So that's how I got started. And I'm still on a roll. I'm still hosting online events now. I learned how to do it. I've mastered it. And that's what I do. And that's what takes me into connecting entrepreneurs so that we all can build our network and enhance our bottom lines.
It's a really interesting journey, Dr. Rogers. And like you mentioned, some big names there that have obviously been great mentors in your life, but now you mentor people as well, giving them that visibility so that they can monetize their businesses. Because let me tell you, Patricia, entrepreneurship at the beginning of my journey, that was the hardest challenge I had, was how do I make money? How do I monetize it? And the quicker we learn how to monetize our skills and package them up and our experience and expertise, the quicker we build our businesses. So it is really important work that you are doing, giving people great platforms. Tell our audience a little bit about your business now and how you serve your clients.
Oh, wow. Since the pandemic, I was just hosting online events prior to the pandemic, and I love doing what I do. But what the pandemic did for me, I'm sure you've heard this say that all crises have doors of opportunity. And
Yes.
what it did for me was it opened more doors of opportunity, because as I learned to train myself to go online and transition, I started training individuals how to use their smartphones as a branding tool, creating various videos right from our cell phones, because it's in our hand. And
Yes.
that was one thing I did. I sold 101 tickets for that very first event. And of course, after that, I hosted more events, teaching them technology such as Zoom, StreamYard, different things of that nature. I offer those services because you said it, Mark. People are intimidated with social media. So I target those individuals who have a desire to gain value to their brand, who have a desire to network with other people online. So doors started opening for me because people wanted me to show them how I transitioned to online. So that was that's where the coaching came into play. And then, of course, I show individuals how to build those relationships online with individuals that they don't know. It's a simple process, but we just have to get through the fear of the unknown. And what my biggest strength is inspiring you to get up, suit up, and show up. And if once we get you on social media, we show you those strategies that's going to build those relationships. We show you how to create your own content so that you can have something to post on social media. We show you how to be authentic when you're doing live presentations on live videos on social media. People want to see you for who you really are. So content is good that belongs to other people, something that we create. But the best content and the best way that I get the most traction on social media is through my live presentations, when I just go live. And that's what people enjoy. People enjoy that. So we do, and we have a place for public speakers to speak at our events. All of these individuals you see behind me, all of them have secured their spots with Unity in Service, which is the name of my company. They've secured their spots to be a participant in this event. And this is another way that I give exposure to you as a business owner. We put you in these events as a speaker, expert, panelist. You can be a co-host. Wherever you fit in, we want to give you that visibility in front of those people that we bring to these events. So I always say, you speak, we fill the seats. And that is definitely something we enjoy doing. And as you are doing here live events, we also offer live events on live stream, which you can post on several different platforms at the same time that we are doing the interview. And that's always a bonus too. So we do quite a bit of things that's going to push you right on out there in the forefront. I hope I answered your question.
You did. You're wearing many, many different hats, but they're all very connected, Patricia. They are all helping entrepreneurs to raise their profile, their visibility, to get positioned correctly and build their businesses. We will talk a little bit more about the event a little bit later, because I am part of your event and I'm very, very excited to be on your panel of experts. Really, really excited.
There you go. I'm hiding you. There you go.
I'm really excited for the 2-day event. It's going to be an incredible event. So we will talk about that in a short while. Patricia, what is your genius zone? Tell us.
Oh, my zone of genius, zone of genius, however we want to say it. Oh my God, I am a people person. I love bringing people together. And you'll find that out when you attend our event. You'll see that when you walk off, you're going to be so inspired by everybody else that brought the fire with them. And I love seeing people connect, and you'll probably end up having some of those individuals invest in your services, whatever it is that you're going to share that day. And this is what we do, because what I've learned down through the years, Mark, is that people need people. Yes. Nobody can have a business without people. It's just not going to work. So what do? I connect them. And it's an honor for me to see people bond, and as they start growing together and I see them, just connect. That is definitely something I do very well. I love connecting people because people need people.
I hear you. I agree totally. And connecting people, joint ventures, collaboration, what we're doing together through the event. I just love the world of digital media, social media, being visible. And we do very similar things in very different ways. So that's why we're so aligned and we enhance what each other are doing as well. Patricia, we're just going to a commercial break. Please stay where you are. I'm looking forward to our conversation after the commercial break. Thank you, everyone, for joining us for part 1 of Brilliance Business TV. We are joined here with Dr. Patricia Rogers. Let me ask you a question. Are you an entrepreneur? Are you showing up online and making an impact? Stay tuned for part 2. Welcome back to Brilliance Business TV. We are having a conversation with Dr. Patricia Rogers. Before the commercial break, Patricia has shared her personal journey, what has led her to do the work she is doing today with entrepreneurs. We have been talking about the power of events, the power of being able to use your smartphones to build your businesses, the power of social media. This is a topic I am really, really passionate about, and I just love social media, digital media, and everything that Dr. Patricia is about. So can you share a little bit, Patricia, about the services that you provide that enhance the lives of entrepreneurs?
Yes, that goes along with what I was just speaking about earlier before we went for break. We have to be on social media because I always say if you're not there, no one sees you. So the first thing we have to do is get our clients on social media. And I always hear when I talk to my clients, they schedule a session with me. The first thing I ask is, do you have a LinkedIn site? And they say a profile. They say, yes, I do, but I don't use it much. What about Instagram? Oh, I'm not on Instagram. Well, what about Facebook? Oh, I'm on Facebook, but I'm not on there a whole lot. Those are the clients that I look for. Those are the clients that we look to serve because what we want to get them on social media. But mind you, those same clients are telling me that they are entrepreneurs. So if we're not showing up where all of the people are, the majority of the people are on social media. So my goal in Unity and Service as a coach is to get them on social media. Let's get rid of the lack of confidence. Let's get rid of the fear of the unknown, and let's get it done. And that's what I do. I push, I stretch. And another unique thing about me is that I work with you one-on-one. That's how I was trained by my coaches. My mentors have worked with me one-on-one. And I say that because some of us need to just hold our hand. And I say that because there are many times that I have, when I was starting this journey, I have invested in coaching from certain people, individuals who were influencers. But then when I got the phone call, came from one of the people that worked for them. So I didn't get hands-on with that person. And I'm going in, I didn't purchase that program because I like hands-on and I wanted to come from the person who inspired me in the first place. And I inspire a lot of people, so I make sure that I don't run behind the dollars. I run behind the people so that I can see the results in their ability to move their business to a new level. And that's huge for me. Working one-on-one is huge. And that's what I definitely pride myself in. And also, like I said, during the coaching sessions, I work with individuals so that we take them from where they are to where they desire to be. That means that even though our coaching programs, the ones that Unity and Service offers, we offer 4 distinct programs. But the ones that we offer may not be, each one may have a little something of what you want. So what do? We make adjustments. My point is this: we do not discriminate. We work with people one-on-one and we get them what they need so that they can save dollars. Does that make sense to you, Mark?
It certainly does. And the quote I like what you just shared, I don't run behind the dollars, I run behind the people. I absolutely love that. And it is really important, the work you're doing, because as we mentioned, the pandemic, it has brought a lot more people into the entrepreneurship world. So not only do you support experienced entrepreneurs to lift their profiles further, all those new entrepreneurs that may not have every bit of knowledge and need to polish up their skills of social media, because there's so many things that we need to learn. It can be scary for new entrepreneurs. So it's really, really important, the work we both do, Patricia.
I agree with you. It's so scary for some people, but because I know it's not scary, you know it's not now that we've done it. So this is what we want to instill in them, and this is what we want to pass on to them, and for when people are done working with me, they have their profile. We need content. We need virtual backgrounds, or for our platforms like this, they're going to walk off looking good with that. We need cover pages for our profile LinkedIn. They're going to walk off looking with that. Also, Facebook cover page. They have, all of these things need to be what we call branded.
Yes.
And that's what I take pride in. I take pride in lifting that brand. If every time people see me, they see a new face or a different picture that I've taken, they need to see me and my brand. My brand is unity in service where people need people. My colors are purple, red, and white, and I stick with that. And they call me the lady in red because most of the time you see me anytime on these platforms or the live event, I'm going to be in red, because when you see that lady in red, I want them to say, oh, there's Dr. Rogers, because that's what branding is about. Branding is not about switching up every time just because you took a pretty shot. Branding is getting a good shot, using that shot throughout social media, making sure that when people like you call me for an interview, I have that bio ready to go. That's also a part of our coaching packages. Bios. You have to have a bio,
Yes.
headshot, and we also even offer small videos, just like you just played, which was so beautiful. You have to have video content to share on social media because that's what attracts the people. And it doesn't have to be long. I love what you just did.
We're definitely on the same page. I talk about the importance of a brand colour. Dr. Rogers is in red, Mark in blue, as you see. Bios, headshots, we definitely are coming from the same place, Dr. Rogers. Now, I know how passionate you are and good at events. Tell us a little bit how you got into events, and how long have you been doing events, Patricia?
Oh, I was doing events before I knew I was doing events. How about that? I was doing events because I started off when I was working for corporate America, and I started off marketing Legal Shield, which I still do. That protects everybody's legal rights, and especially as business owners, we need that. And it gives us all those tools that we need. And what I did was I would go out in the community to different networking events, set up my table to talk about Legal Shield and all the products and services that we offer through that service. And one day I just had a defining moment. And that moment said to me, I always say it was God. It was a God moment. And he said to me, you can host your own events. And that's what I started doing in my own backyard. And again, like I said previously, I wasn't charging tickets. I would just get all the entrepreneurs to come together in the community. I would invite people, because that's when entrepreneurship was big, it was blossoming. And I said, everybody's going to get a 60-second infomercial. And Mark, people love to be heard. I'm sure you can answer to that.
Yes.
And people need to hear you so that they will know what we do market. And they would come to my events. I would rent the tables, the chairs. I had vendors back there. I would get the DJ. I would serve food. And I had a pool at my house, of course, at that time. So I would, of course, have a pool party on occasion. That was another way I networked. My point is,
nice.
Everything was free at that time until I connected with all of my mentors as I was on this journey. And that's when they said to me, you're already hosting events in your backyard. All you have to do now is monetize it. And that's when I started going into hotels in 2016. And at that time, I started going into hotels. And from that point on, we got a theme for our events, which was entrepreneurs living the dream, because we all have a vision for our lives. And then every year thereafter, I would host a conference live and people would fly in. And then it took me to online in 2020 when COVID came. And I am online. I'm loving online, and I'm touching just as many lives and connecting with so many successful entrepreneurs who are also imparting into me as well as I am imparting into them. So it's a team effort. Like I said before, it's always people need people. And that's how I got started. And that's my story. And I'm sticking to it.
You've got a great journey. And it's brought me nicely onto my next question. I'm part of the incredible event, Entrepreneurs Living the Dream, which I want to spend the last part of the show really talking about that, Patricia. But before I do, out of interest, how did you come up with the theme, Entrepreneurs Living the Dream?
Well, like I just said, we all have a vision. And entrepreneurs living a dream. Actually, one young lady that was working with me years ago, she named that my event that year in 2016. She said, let's name it Entrepreneurs Living the Dream. So we named it that. And I've been moving with that ever since. Everybody just loved that theme. And as we thought about it and talked about it, everybody has a vision and a dream. So we want to bring those entrepreneurs together who have that vision and who have that dream so that we can share with the world how we're living out our dreams. And having you on our platform, you have a dream. You have a dream. Your dream was to get me on this platform. And guess what? It happened. And this is what Unity and Service is about when we host our annual events. More right now, we're doing them pretty much every other month. This is our this will be our 8th event for the year. And our tickets are only $27. And we just love having people come together who are the entrepreneurs looking to fulfill every desire in their heart for their lives.
So I'm part of this incredible event, and like you mentioned, we're collaborating, which is all part of entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurs Living the Dream event. Tell us all about it, Dr. Rogers.
Oh, wow. Okay, well, this is our final event, as I said before, for the year. We've hosted 8 already. It's 7 already. This will be our 8th one for the year. We've hosted every other month for the most part, gives us time to breathe a little bit. And then we round up more people. And the reason, I'm going to say this, the reason we have to be consistent in what we do is because we're never going to get the same people all the time, no matter what it is that we're marketing. Do you agree?
I certainly do.
And this is where consistency comes into play.
Yes.
This is why we have to continue to get up, suit up, and show up, because our creative mindset, when this event is over, here comes another one. But this particular event, we're going to be talking about how to raise the level of your authority. We're going to talk about that. We have Dr. Pandey he's from India, and he is on this promotion as well. When they go to that site, they'll get to see the full promotion, because I'm kind of hiding a little bit of it. But yes, Dr. Pandey is going to talk about how we can obtain the title doctor for the work that we've already done. The years of work that we put in serving humanity. He's going to talk about that. So a lot of times people think that they have to go back to college for 4 and 5 and 6 and 7, 8 years. No, titles mean a lot on this entrepreneur journey. Whether it's an author, whether it's a coach, whether it's whatever it is, whether it's a public speaker, whether it's health and wellness, everything titles tell people who you are, the time that you've invested in yourself, because we have to make investments in ourselves. And this is something he's going to talk about. And we're going to have a small ceremony for about 15, 20-minute ceremony for those who have taken time and saw the vision for their lives and have been awarded. I am the relations personnel who have been selected from Theophany University in Haiti. They saw me on social media one day, and they wanted to, one of the deans, and they wanted to reach out to me and honor me with that award based on all the stuff that they have been watching me on social media. So when y'all think social media don't count, I have news for you. Every door that I've run into just about since COVID-19 has come because I show up on social media, and I show up looking ready, and I do not say no to opportunity. And so what being that I am the relations head for Theophany University, and Dr. Pandey is one of the deans there, I have been delegated as the personal point person for the U.S. so that I can show other individuals how they can raise their level of authority through that title. Also, we're going to talk about how to obtain sponsorship. I was just looking at your promotion. And if I'm not mistaken, that was a sponsor.
Yes, correct.
I'm loving it, because I have some questions to ask you when this interview is over. But at any rate, and this is what it's about. So we have one of our speakers. We'll be talking about how to obtain the sponsorship. Then, of course, I'm going to do the second day of this event. It's a 2-day event, the 14th and the 15th. And the second day, we're going to have the expert panel. First day, the expert panel, they're going to be sharing questions, which is what you are a part of, about what you do to serve humanity. And that's what we're going to do. We have about 12 of those expert panelists. So they're going to be split up into 2 days. And the second day, first day, we're going to have various speakers. some of the things I just shared about. We have another individual. She'll be talking about how to build your level of confidence. And then we have a LinkedIn expert. She's going to talk about some key things that you can learn that will hopefully make you develop that passion for LinkedIn, because having a profile is not just enough. You have to be consistent. You have to show up. And so with that, those are the things that we're having. We're going to have a soloist, a vocalist, and we always have a vocalist at our event. So we're going to have a vocalist. That's a little bit of entertainment. And of course, we always use the breakout rooms, which allows us to connect and to build those personal networks. And everybody at the event will receive a copy of the replay. All of our speakers, expert panelists, participants will receive a cut version copy of their own content of them speaking. We give value. We give value. And in that chat, you're going to not only get free gifts, but you got from all entrepreneurs who put in that free information in the chat, links. You're going to also walk off with some emails to build your email list and some phone numbers. So we're going to give you way more than what you are paying for the $27. And that's what I believe in giving value.
This is incredible value, Dr. Patricia Rogers. This event, we've got vocalists, which is keeping the fun going of the event, world leaders, experts, but it's all about building your authority, which is one of the quickest ways to build your business. If you build your authority, you grow your profile, that builds credibility, that leads to building trust, that leads to attracting clients. Tell us once more, Dr. Rogers, the event date.
Okay, the event date is going to be October the 14th through the 15th. It's a 2-day event, and the timeline is only from 3 o'clock to 7 p.m. So we're talking 2 days from 3 o'clock 8 p.m. to 7 p.m. So that's only 4 hours. And again, like I said, so we're going to get have a plethora of speakers, a few speakers. In our events, we have what we call a 30-minute speaker, and we have a TEDxX speaker. We call it TEDxX. And that means the TEDxX speaker only speaks 15 minutes. So when it looks like we have a lot of speakers, they only speak in 15 minutes. And we have 2 speakers, I think, that are speaking 30-minute speakers. And again, like I said, this is our business, and this is what we do. So you speak, we fill the seats. That means you secure your seat with the financial responsibility, and we take it from there. And we have to get those bodies in front of you so they will see you, hear you, and possibly invest in the services that you market.
This event is a must attend. I recommend you reserve your seat immediately so you know you have your spot. For $27, this is really, really such a great price for what it can do for your entrepreneurship journey. Go to rockingevents.eventbrite.com. That's rockingevents.eventbrite.com. rockingevents.eventbrite.com. Dr. Patricia Rogers, I have really enjoyed having a conversation with you. Thank you so much for being my guest on Brilliance Business TV.
Thank you so much, Mark, for having me. And I appreciate the synergy that you and I have developed already. I mean, of course, so I'm grateful, so grateful that you said yes to the call when I invited you to be a part of our event as well.
I can't wait. I will see you there, Patricia. And
thanks for listening to Business Innovators Radio. To hear all episodes featuring leading industry influencers and trendsetters, visit us online at businessinnovatorsradio.com today.